Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today, I wanted to make a video talking about security contracts in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, security contracts were added with the contract DLC, and they're actually super interesting and a lot more in-depth than I think a lot of people anticipated, including myself. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I personally have not even completed the contract, which is the main focus of the agency and the contract DLC. Now, for completing the Dr. Dre contract, you will get $1 million for the finale of it. However, there is a lot of stuff in between that you have to do, and it can take, I've heard, up to about 4 hours. I think once people get it a little bit more dialed in, you can probably start to do the missions in, more like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, something like that. However, this video is not going to be focused on the contract. Like I said at the start, we are going to be focusing on the security contracts. Now guys, security contracts are actually accessed from your office within the agency. So obviously to actually do any of this, you are going to need an agency. I think that goes without saying, but I will say it, just in case. You need an agency. Now, of course, with anything to do with the agency, you have to be a VIP CEO or MC president. In a solo session, you are not able to do this. Just so you guys are aware, I want to point that out before we get any further into the video. However, as you guys can see, I am in an invite-only session now by myself, and within an invite-only session, you can actually register as a SecuraServe CEO or an MC president, or a VIP, of course. Now, of course, this means that in a invite-only session, I can actually access the computer. So once you're in the computer, you have access to security contracts or the VIP contract. Now, the VIP contract is, of course, the Dr. Dre contract. So if you go into here, there will be several different options that you can actually pick. There's always going to be 3 of them, and they will all be different. And some of them are easier and better and pay more than others. And I'm going to explain to you guys which ones you should avoid right now. So guys, within these security contracts, basically the only one that you should avoid is asset protection. This thing takes a minimum of 10 minutes to complete. No matter what you do, you will always have to defend an area or a vehicle or a piece of property for 10 minutes from a group of enemies. However, the other ones are actually really good, like rescue operation, recover valuables. There's several others that you can actually do. Now, the interesting thing is down in the bottom left, you can see how many contracts you have actually completed, and you can see your earnings. Now, the contracts complete is what we're going to be focusing on today, because if you didn't know, the agency also comes with a wall safe. Now, that said wall safe is right beside your desk inside the office, and you could walk up to it, and on PC we press E. I don't know what it is on console. I would assume probably X or something like that, and you can actually open this up and you can collect your earnings. Now, similar to the safe in the nightclub, this thing has a maximum capacity of $250,000. The arcade capacity has also been increased to $100,000. I got that wrong in a video yesterday that I made. Sorry if you're watching this one and you watched that one already. I was wrong. The arcade only has a $100,000 limit in the safe. Still better though. But the nightclub and the agency have a $250,000 limit. Now, by default, the agency will pay you $250 per in-game day in Grand Theft Auto Online. Every in-game day is 48 minutes in real life. So every 48 minutes, you will be getting $250 from this. Now, this is the interesting part. Remember how the contracts had a number as to how many you have completed? Well, the interesting thing with contracts is the more contracts you complete, the more you get paid per day in Grand Theft Auto Online. Once you have completed 500 contracts in Grand Theft Auto Online, you will be earning $50,000 per day in GTA Online. So every 48 minutes in real life, no matter what. And of course, it will carry over from the last time you played. It will count over the minutes. So every 48 minutes that you play Grand Theft Auto Online, you will be getting $50,000 from this point on, once you have completed 500 contracts. So for each of those contracts, you are also going to be getting paid, I believe, a minimum of around $30,000. So if we do the math there, even at a minimum of $30,000, you will probably have made $15 million through contracts. And once you have done that, you will also be getting $50,000 every 48 minutes in real life, as long as you're playing GTA at the same time. Now, the only thing is the safe only stacks to $250,000, so you have to make sure to go to your safe to collect the money out of it. The good thing is that at any 4 agency locations, you can actually get accommodation. For $270,000, you can get the accommodation, which allows you to spawn at the agency. So you can actually set your spawn location to your agency so that every day when you load into GTA Online, you can spawn right at the agency and go right to your safe and collect any money that you have inside of it. So I think that is actually super useful. The accommodation will definitely pay for itself within, say, you know, a little bit less than 5 hours of playing GTA, actually 4 hours of playing GTA, it will have paid for itself pretty much. So guys, like I said, by the time you've actually completed 500 contracts in Grand Theft Auto Online, you will have made a minimum of $15 million just from completing the actual contracts. And of course, the safe is also going to be building up along the way as you complete more and more missions. Say when you get to 400 missions, I would assume you're probably going to be getting $40,000 a day in Grand Theft Auto Online every 48 minutes. If you complete 300 contracts, I would assume you're probably going to be getting $30,000 every day in Grand Theft Auto Online, or every 48 minutes. I think you guys see the point. This is actually a very, very good business. The agency is kind of nuts. Now, obviously these contracts, they take time. However, I have heard that the majority of the contracts, with the exception of asset protection, take between 3 and 5 minutes to actually complete. So if you do the math, it's really not going to take you that long to get 500 contracts complete. I believe you can also do these with friends, so you could, in theory, get them done very, very quickly, so long as you have a friend that is willing to help you. Now, I could be wrong about that. Like I said, obviously, I have not even done a contract in Grand Theft Auto Online. However, I have been looking into them. I have been doing my research. So anyway, guys, I think the contracts are going to be something that you are all going to want to focus on in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you think about it, if you're earning $50,000 every 48 minutes that you play Grand Theft Auto Online, you're going to make so much money from that, in addition to doing, say, the Cayo Perico heist, or the Diamond Casino heist, or if you're a grinder and you like to grind the bunker, the MC businesses, the nightclub. Also, if you own the arcade, you're going to be getting around $5,000 a day from that passively as well. With the nightclub, if you for some reason wanted to keep the popularity high on that, you're going to be earning about 10 grand a day from that. Honestly, with this actually completed, in addition to doing all the other stuff that you would regularly do in Grand Theft Auto Online, you will be making a ton of money. Also, something I wanted to mention too is business expenses that you would always get charged in GTA Online. They have now been reduced by 50%. At least that's what I've been told. That could be, you know, a little bit wrong, but I believe they are about 50% of what they used to be. So you can make an absolute ton of money with the agency now in Grand Theft Auto Online. It will pay for all of your businesses daily. In addition to the arcade as well, you're going to be earning $55,000 a day passively for doing absolutely nothing. Of course, that is once you've done the 500 contracts. I must specify that. That is a lot of work, don't get me wrong. I know that is going to take some time, but I do think that it is going to be worth your time to actually do that. Anyway, guys, I figured this was worth making a video about. I figured you guys should definitely know about this because I think it is super, super worth it to actually grind out the security contracts and try to get your daily income from the agency to be a little bit higher. Anyway, guys, if this video helped you out, if you learned something, leave a like. It is super appreciated. If you already knew this or you didn't like the video, obviously dislike. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.